I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be improving your social skills. Well, are you socially awkward or inept? Are you shy? Or you go out in public places and you say something, but you just have no fucking idea what to say or how to break the ice or how to start building your skills and getting started? Well, the first thing you should do, obviously, is read my ebook. And you can go to my website, understandingrelationships.com, and download it. It's only 99 cents. Real fucking bargain. It's 228 pages. And that will give you the basic core knowledge of what you need to do. And I get an email here from a guy who says, I'm a college student. I've never had a girlfriend in my life. Well, my skills of socialization is definitely subpar to below average. When it comes to talking to girls, it's even abysmal. My confession, I guess he realized this about 2 years ago. And the last time he risked rejection, he heard I already have a boyfriend. And so that was 2 years ago. It sounds like the last time he asked a girl out that he liked. And he said, my issues are, I can't socialize with girls around my age. Save it for siblings. Is it true that I can say hi, but there's no progression? Number 2, I get to like a girl even before I get to talk to them. At this point, I get really awkward. I cannot make proper eye contact or say a word to her. Okay, so basically, you have to take some baby steps here. You got to walk before you can run. And so, here's what the deal is. There's nothing fucking wrong with you. So, any kind of label that somebody may have given you at some point, being shy or whatever, the simple fact of the matter is you just have not developed your social skills. And so you've got some irrational beliefs and fears around rejection or people not liking you. And here's the bottom line, is that people wherever you go are nice and they're friendly, and most people are happy to strike up a conversation with. Occasionally you're going to run into the chick who's just having a fucking bad day and she's pissed off at her boyfriend or she's just fucking mad in general. And when I run across women like that, it's like I fuck with them even more. If they're in a shitty mood, it's like, well, I'm sorry that you're in a shitty mood today or that you're fucking pissed off, but I'm in a damn good mood and I'm fucking happy. And if I could give you some of my happiness right now, I would do. As a matter of fact, you can take a little sip of me and smile if you want. Or you can sit there and be bitchy and grumpy and complainy and be very unpleasant to be around. You're a very attractive gal, but you know what? It makes you very unattractive when you have an attitude. So it's like, I don't care. I mean, I'll say whatever's on my mind, and I'll say it in a way that's sweet, and I'll bust on her a little bit. I'm not going to be a dick about it. But if a chick's rude and she's nasty to me when I'm just being nice and friendly, it's like, I'm going to fuck with her. In a fun, playful manner. I'm not trying to be a dick or, piss her off or she wants to punch me or something. So the idea is that you haven't done this. You haven't talked to enough women or put yourself in a situation. So you're scared of like that 1 out of every 100 women that's going to just be really nasty to you or whatever. And so you probably avoid all contact altogether. And so this is what you need to do. The best way to start out and practice your social skills if you're really shy around people is you got to go to a mall where there's a lot of people. You want to dress really sharp. If you want to know what that looks like, there's an article I wrote called The Ultimate Alpha Male. Just Google Corey Wayne, The Ultimate Alpha Male, and there's a picture of Marcus Luttrell. He's standing in he's dressed sharp, and just his body language and his physiology looks fucking awesome. And he's dressed exactly what the current style is, and so you can see with that picture. So, take that picture, print it out wherever, take it to a nice clothing store and find the hottest chicks in there and say, I want to look cool like this. I want to look like this guy. This guy's a badass Navy SEAL, and he's also an awesome guy. And so you get your clothes right, and so you look good. That's the first thing. And then so you go out into public, go to the mall, and just walk around, and you mentioned you have a problem with eye contact. So here's the key. Dominant males don't break eye contact first. Beta males break eye contact first. And so if you look at a woman in the eyes and she looks back in your eyes and you look away, you just communicated, I don't think I'm worthy to look you in the eye, and I'm a loser, and there's no way you'd like me, Your Highness. But if you look her in the eye and smile, just dumb smile, whatever it happens to be. Hey, how are you? As you walk by, just, as you're passing each other, if you're afraid to just say hello, then just nod your head. Hey, what's up? How are you? Just look at people and smile as you walk by, and they'll smile back. And after you do that a couple hundred times, and you realize, wow, this is really not a big deal. It's actually kind of fucking boring. Then you can start saying, hey, how are you? And they're like, hey, how are you? What's up? How you doing? And as you walk by, or maybe you're standing in line, you see a chick, she's got a lot of bags. It's like, and it's fucking July. I was like, what are you, fucking Christmas shopping in July here? Are you, it was like, because she's holding tons of bags, or she's eating an ice cream cone. You're like, oh, wow, that looks really good. Where'd you get that? It's like, over there. It's like, wow, hey, why don't you escort me over there, and you can buy me an ice cream cone. It's, she'll laugh, she'll joke. If the girl really laughs, just grab her hand and say, come on. And just take her over there. If she was looking at you as you walked up, and you could tell the way she was looking at you that she was staring a little bit longer than she should, because, that communicated she likes you, and you say something like that, she's going to say yes and go along with you. Obviously, that might be a little daring for you, but that's eventually what you're going to progress up to. And so, as you're walking through the mall, you got okay with the smiling and making eye contact, and then you just say, hey, hello, how are you? Ask a girl for opinions. Opinion openers are like the easiest kind of opener that you can use. Just say, hey, I want to get some new shirts. I want to get some really cool shirts. Is there any cool places that, if you see a really hot looking girl, any cool place around here you think I should go, like I have to check out their clothes because you think I'll look just awesome in it, and all women will just flock to me like crazy, wanting to give me their numbers and date me. And she'll probably giggle and laugh at that, and she'll say, yeah, there's a Gap store around the corner, or there's Neiman Marcus, or there's Macy's, or whatever the hell it happens to be, and she'll point you in the right direction. And so you were like, wow, that was easy. And so you could take it a little step further. It's like, ask, if you're sitting there talking to her, you can ask her about something that you read on my website, or something that you read in my book. Because women love to talk about dating and relationships. It's like, I was reading this author, this guy, Corey Wayne, and he was saying whatever it happens to be, something that you think is controversial, or he says that most women will sleep with guys in a second or third date. Do you think that's true? I mean, do you, like when you go out and you're dating a guy that you really like, do you sleep with him on a second or third date? I mean, you and your girlfriends, what's your opinion? What do you and your girlfriends think about that? And they'll go on for fucking 20 minutes about it. Yeah, you could try, if talking to beautiful women, that scares the crap out of you, and talk to a bunch of old women and ask them that question. Say, if they're married, it's like, well, back when you were dating, what was it like? When would women usually sleep with a guy? Was it a third or fourth date? Maybe it was a 10th date. Or maybe they say, back when, my generation, we didn't sleep with anybody until we got married, or whatever it happens to be. The key is that you get used to engaging people in conversation, asking opinions. And if you're intimidated by women, then talk to old people or talk to clerks, and just get used to talking to strangers. And after you do it a couple hundred times, you realize, wow, people aren't going to bite my head off. Yeah, occasionally I run into the jackass, but it's really not that big a deal. And so when you do that enough, you start to see patterns. You'll start to realize that some people are actually a lot more friendlier than others. And you'll notice the same thing with women. Some women are a lot friendlier than other women. And if you figure out of 100 women that you talk to, then what's going to happen is maybe 4 or 5 really like you and are really receptive and are really glad that you started chatting them up. And the majority of them will probably be lukewarm, could take it or leave it. And you might run into 1 or 2 that are just kind of like, they don't want to be bothered. And you say hello to them, they just look at you and ignore you and keep on walking. And you just say, wow, you're really friendly. You're about as friendly as a porcupine. Or, learn some good comebacks, some funny comebacks that you can tease and be playful with. I wrote an article, the best comebacks ever. There's probably a couple dozen on there that you can learn some of those. So if a chick, throws a zinger back at you, have a better comeback. Always have a better, more humorous, more charming, funnier comeback. And so the idea is that as you feel comfortable, this is what I do when I coach my clients. I send them to the malls and then they get feedback, and then they come back to me like the next week when I talk to them, and I say, this, and this happened. and they'll tell me what they said and what she did and what she said, and then I can help them fine-tune their approach. That's, as far as the approaching part of things, that's how I help guys out to get better in that area. But the idea is that you step it up. You got to go at your own pace, because if you try to go up to a total 10, you'll freak out and you'll freeze up and you'll look like a jackass. But if you just start talking to regular people, just clerks, old people, married people, just whatever, start asking people opinions. It's like you slowly build up and improve your social skills that way. And as you feel comfortable, you can start asking for phone numbers. And as you start asking for phone numbers and you do that enough, then you might just get to the point where you just make a date right there on the spot. And then the phone number is just in case something comes up. You exchange those. Otherwise, you'll just meet them at that place. And if you're really fucking good and you have real great chemistry with her, you can just say, hey, why don't we just run over here and grab a quick drink? You're really amazing. There's obviously something happening here between us. We definitely have some chemistry here. And you're like, yeah, I really do. And you'll know the difference between women you have chemistry with and ones that you don't. But repetition's the mother of skill. So you got to start baby steps. You got to take baby steps. You got to walk before you can run. So if you find this message of value, you can show your appreciation by going to my website, understandingrelationships.com, and go down to the Wibbia toolbar at the bottom of any page on my website and click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information in this video. At the very least, you can share this video with all your friends and family by clicking any one of the social network sharing buttons, which are also located on this video. And if you have a question that you want to ask me, or there's a topic that you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, click the Contact Me tab on the left-hand side of your screen and send me 3 or 4 paragraphs max detailing your situation. And you just got to give me several days to get back to you with a response, because I get a lot of email from the internet. And I also get a lot of it from my paying phone coaching customers, and I obviously got to focus on their emails first, but be patient and I will get back to you. And if you want to talk to me right away, go to my website, understandingrelationships.com, and click the Products tab so you can purchase a paid phone coaching session with me personally, so I can help you with a specific situation or challenge that you're having, I should say. And I will talk to you soon.